Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ray Guitar channel, and today, guys, we got a little bit of drama to talk about, or at least just a video I wanted to react to. But today we're talking about everyone's favorite H3, because he had a kind of good take, but also a kind of bad take. So first off, what he's talking about in this whole video is like the whole Fouseytube drama whenever he got arrested and taken to the hospital to get like help with his mental health. And initially he brings up a pretty good point that Kick kind of dropped the ball on this one, that they most definitely could have seen like in what state he was in and decided just turn off the stream manually for him. Like they don't have to ban him for what he did because he didn't do anything bannable, but at the very least they could have ended the stream to help him kind of slow down and see if he could back off of that ledge.
People really did kind of drop the ball on this. Like Kick, his stream was on Kick. There was like 80,000 people watching. A very dangerous situation. I was watching the live stream. It was scary. He was interacting with chat. He was doxing himself. He was on the phone saying his exact hotel and room number. He was giving the address of this guy. He thought it was this guy's address. He was calling the police. Like, this was a very dangerous situation. It's actually insane that they really don't care. I feel like if that was on Twitch, it would have ended way earlier and potentially could have brought him down a little bit because he was getting all charged up from the stream numbers. He kept talking about how he's the biggest viral sensation.
Unfortunately, they didn't end up doing that. We can only speculate on if that would have helped him anyways, or if he would have just freaked out even more, because then, okay, now he can't even control whether he's live or not. But then he started talking about Aiden Ross and Sneeko and how they don't care about Fousey.
I know these guys don't give a fuck, but Aiden Ross, Sneeko, Fresh and Fit, they don't care I don't even think they believe mental health is a real thing, so can't expect us to say anything to them. But this was a guy who wasn't doing well that they just poured attention onto. There's a clip of him with Sneeko and he keeps getting text messages, and I don't know why, but he started to panic and he was hitting himself in the head. He's like, I can't stop getting text messages. People need to stop texting me. And Sneeko was like rattled by it. But, you know, they don't want to help him. They just want to keep farming the views. That didn't slow him down.
And obviously, he's just attacking these dudes based off of the fact that they have difference of opinions. So he's really just kind of attacking them and being extremely uncharitable. Because ever since Aiden Ross first started coming in contact with Fousey, he initially was saying, hey, you gotta slow down on these 24/7s. I don't really think that these are good for you, and I don't think that you're going to be able to do this long term.
I just think right now, I don't want you to burn out, and I care about you, and I really actually want to see you go crazy. And
yeah,
like, okay, the thing that I'm not, I care about you. So like, do you think
say whatever you want?
Yeah, no, I'm not. Don't you think if you go live 24/7, 365, it's gonna like you're gonna burn out? Or
not me. I know what I signed up for.
Okay.
And then he was on stream with Sneeko and Bradley Martin, and they were talking about how, like, yeah, this obviously isn't good for him.
Let me ask you a question, Brad. I saw you were with Fousey 2 weeks ago, and you were saying, like, you basically predicted his well, I don't want to say downfall, but low-key kind of, but you were saying, like, you can't last like this. You can't do 24-hour streaming. You gave him a month max. Aiden gave him 2 weeks, and he lasted a day. What's your thoughts on Fousey, man?
Man, well, on my podcast, I had asked him the question. I was like, are you actually, like, mentally unstable? And he said on the podcast that he is not actually, clinically diagnosed with bipolar disorder. But I don't know. I don't know to the extent of, like, that being true or not true, because, like, he definitely has, you know, pretty decent mood swings. Or he's
is he bipolar, child? Yes or no?
The entertainment. I don't actually genuinely know. Because Aiden, I had a question for you. You called him on the phone and you were talking to him about like the whole situation before it went really, really south. Was everything he was saying genuine, or like, do you know something behind the scenes that we don't know? Like, is he like playing up the character, or?
No character being played as of right now, but I definitely know that he's not in jail. He's in somewhere where he's being held. to get the help he needs, you know?
Well, that's good.
And I hate that I have to, like, fucking defend Aiden Ross, because at the end of the day, he is a scamming sack of shit, you know, with the whole MILF token shit. Still, in this situation, he doesn't really have too much to blame, because on the night of the arrest and everything, Aiden Ross called Fousey and tried to tell him, hey, just turn off your stream, go to sleep, bro, like, you don't want to ruin this right now, you're really up right now, you have a lot of viewers. You don't want to destroy your chances of, like, more fame, so just calm down. And the funniest part is that Ethan, later in the podcast, literally acknowledges this.
I think it was Aiden.
Aiden did call him.
Yeah, Aiden at some point called him and was like, admittedly was trying to like talk him down a little bit, but his way of talking him down, which I guess, I don't know, when somebody's in that state, maybe this is the right approach, but he was telling him, this is the best thing you've ever done. Like, you're winning at life right now. So don't screw it up. So by one token, you know, further encouraging it and like telling them, yeah, no, this is actually all great, but just you got to be a little more careful was sort of the
He's a moron.
the message.
He tried at least.
Yeah. I mean,
It's good that he tried more than anyone at Kick did.
Yeah.
From what I saw, yeah, Aiden was telling him to go to sleep, like rest,
Which
and that
was
kind of
good.
ticked him off more.
Even though I think Aiden's a moron and I'm not even going to say anything nice about him.
And he even knew, yeah, Aiden Ross did try calling him and talking him off of this ledge and trying to tell him to turn off stream. So clearly he cares about him. But for Sneeko, I doubt that Sneeko really cares about him, because in that little interview with Bradley Martin and Aiden Ross, while Sneeko was questioning, are we to blame for this, and like, are we just clout chasers because we were hanging out with him and everything? Then he shows his true colors and he's like, but it does get a lot of views, bro. And it's like, okay, clearly you aren't the one here who's really caring about this whole situation.
One thing I've been thinking about, like, do you think that we're like complicit, you know, like farming this guy, do you think some people are going to say like, oh, he's just around clout chasers and stuff like that? Should we have told him like, bro, stop? Should we have made more of an effort to try to babysit him even though he's 33?
So that's a good question, to be honest, because like I've had this conversation off camera. I've even talked to him on camera. You saw that clip you're talking about where I was in my gym saying like, how sustainable is this?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, man, he is a grown man. Like, what are you going to tell him not to do something? I obviously, like, we don't want to further it worse, but like he's also making all those choices. Like, I think like it is up to us, maybe like in moments, like if you notice something's going in a shit direction, to be like, hey man, like, you know, maybe slow down, maybe don't be as like on today, or take a break, go lay on the beach. Because like he said to me, oh, I'm gonna go to Cabo and I'll chill out, like change the pace. But he's not actually changing the pace. It seems like he's doing more like this. Like, and the thing is, it's interesting about this is it's a nervous system thing. Like, you can only, because I can get on camera and be up, and then like, but if I'm up 100% of the time, I'm gonna fucking crash, whether I'm bipolar or not. I'm gonna have a moment where I'm like, yo, like everything's gonna irritate me. Something someone says is gonna bother me. So you're gonna see all those moments of him, a wider range of like just moments where he's yelling at what his assistant or whoever the fuck he's talking to, or anyone, right? The police officers. I just know it's not sustainable, especially with like that having to be on camera mentality, where like, you know, we have a conversation off camera, me and you could chill, laugh, some bullshit, Aiden, same thing, but you get on camera, it's a little bit more of like a, okay, I gotta kind of put it on. Yeah, you have to. Otherwise, like, your audience is gonna be like, your audience is gonna be like, you're boring.
LZs, yeah.
But it gets so many views though. Like, that's the fucked up part, right?
And from at least my impression, you know, Aiden Ross does kind of genuinely care about the guy. He does seem like he's not just clout chasing off of this, because he doesn't need the clout from Fousey. He's already way more famous than him, you know what I mean? So I think Aiden Ross is a lot more genuine from where he's coming from in this. But I thought the most insane part about this entire fucking podcast from Ethan Klein is that he tried to like blame Trainwreck for all of this. His little like sniffly little fucking yes man of a co-host fucking randomly brings up, is like, yeah, well, all of this was going on and Fousey was having like the biggest stream over on Kick. I switched over to the second biggest stream on Kick, and it was Trainwreck's, who was gambling.
Yeah, so I tuned in like right as the cops were about to show up, and you know, I don't spend a lot of time on Kick, surprise, but I saw on the sidebar that Fousey was by far the biggest stream on the platform. at that moment because of what was going on.
By far.
And the second highest, it was suggesting to me on the sidebar, was Trainwreck. And I took this screenshot. This is what Trainwreck, who is like the face of this platform,
he is a part
doing.
owner.
Well, right.
Yeah.
He's just doing the slots. As this guy is about to get, oh, sorry, I didn't switch.
Potentially murdered live by the police.
Here he is.
That's a good point. I mean,
that's a good owner right there.
There, again, fucking Trainwreck just sitting there happily gambling, owner of the platform, who's online during this whole thing and definitely knows about it.
I don't think his actual role at Kick has always been kind of ambiguous. So, like, I don't know.
He's an advisor.
It seems like he pulls
or whatever.
He has some pull. He has some pull.
I think it's fair to say he's the face of Kick.
Yeah, he has.
He was like
there.
Launched it and like was the biggest advocate for it. So I think that's fair to say.
He has pull.
Yeah, exactly.
And he definitely saw it because everyone was talking about it. I mean, the views were going up like crazy when it was all happening.
And then they blame him for not knowing that this situation was going on and blame him for not, like, taking down the stream. I don't know if Trainwreck has the ability to take down whatever streamer he wants. I'm sure he has pull over there. I'm sure he has, like, a very strong input, whether someone is banned or not, or some stream is taken down or not. But, like, obviously he's not going to be searching through Kick 24/7 looking for bannable offenses and looking for people to take down, especially if he's literally live while the event is going on. How is he supposed to know about it? Sure, you could say, well, maybe his chat was talking about it, blah blah woof woof. Okay, but obviously if it's like in the middle of his stream and he's literally doing his job, right? He's entertaining people. Sure, he's playing slots. Okay, he's gambling, whatever the fuck. How are you gonna expect him to like go and check if Fousey is doing alright and check if he needs his stream taken down if he's currently streaming? I don't know, it's just kind of disingenuous, like, just dumb attacks for the sake of attacking, you know what I mean? Just because they have, like, a vendetta against the guy. I don't really know Trainwreck. I'm not gonna say whether he's, like, a super trustworthy guy or not, but I've never really seen anything from him that makes him out to be, like, a super, like, evil dude, like how these guys treat him, you know what I mean? I don't know. He doesn't come off as, like, super scummy to me. And then they found this one tweet from Kick that said hashtag free Fousey, and then they ended up deleting the tweet, and I was like, okay, yeah, so they tweeted something crazy. Oh my god, Ethan, you did whiteface back in the day, like, you did blackface. Oh, that was pretty crazy. They're just trying to promote their brand. I don't really give a fuck if they've said free Fousey or not. That's not, like, the most evil thing in the world. But then they're like, well, Kick is such a horrible platform and their ethics are so terrible.
It looks like they did do it. Here it is.
Yeah,
And
I'm seeing the chat now confirm that people saw it.
By
so.
clicking
That's
delete.
fucking crazy.
Bruh.
That's what happens when you have a streaming platform with unlimited budget and no oversight, no moral. I mean, the whole thing is built on gambling. They literally, it's ethically
not just
bankrupt.
gambling, crypto gambling, like
Right.
as if
Crypto,
it wasn't bad
unregulated crypto gambling.
Yeah.
Like there is no ethical guidelines. There is no northern light in terms of like, you know, company welfare, streamer welfare.
And I'm like, dude, so is Twitch. Twitch is run by Amazon, and Amazon has some horrible fucking ethics whenever it comes to their workers, making their delivery drivers piss in bottles so that they make deliveries on time, like restricting people's accessibility to the bathroom and everything. Like, it's a fucking scummy business at the end of the day. So I don't really think that there's really any fucking room for an argument on, oh well, Kick is so much worse because they allow gambling on Stake, which is a crypto platform. Okay, like, if you want to be a retard and you want to gamble away your fucking digital money, then go ahead and be a fucking retard. Obviously, all gambling in and of itself is rigged, and they still allow fucking gambling over on Twitch anyways. I don't care. Like, it's the same fucking thing. You can't really make any ethics fucking argument on this. I just thought this whole podcast was retarded, and I don't even really know why they touched on it, but that's H3, you know, he just kind of talks out of his ass for a couple hours a day. And, you know, it's kind of unfortunate to see all of this coming from H3 because he has been having some W's recently with, like, the whole Just Pearly Things debate, which was fucking hysterical because she's just a laughable mess of a human being. And then the whole XQC debate, because, you know, if there's anything that Ethan Klein knows what he's talking about, he usually knows what he's talking about whenever it comes to fair use. The dude has done like 2 fucking court cases over it so far, so I think that he's gonna know a thing or two about it. Other than that, there's really not too much else to talk about, guys. The drama well is a little bit dry today. If you did like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, because we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I know that we can do it. I'm 100% positive. I'm a confident man. And also, comment your ass off to help the fucking algorithm, ladies and gentlemen. I need the YouTube views. Please. Alright, gay retard out.